Welcome to the 2021 Grand Valley Power Annual Meeting Recap. This year is near and dear to our hearts as we celebrate 85 years of service. Thank you for tuning in, and we're excited to share our milestones, highlights, and future plans with you. Let's dive in. I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight our 2021 local youth leaders. Each year, Grand Valley Power provides youth leadership opportunities such as the Washington, D.C. Youth Tour, Cooperative Leadership Camp, and our scholarship program. Dana Pogar, Grand Valley Power's communications specialist, has been working hard this year on our youth leadership programs.
Not only is Grand Valley Power dedicated to powering your home and rural communities, but dedicated to empowering the minds of our future leaders. Since 1996, Grand Valley Power has awarded over $230,000 in scholarship funds to students continuing their education and empowering our communities. I am proud to introduce this year's 2021 Jack Broughton Colorado Mesa University Scholarship recipient, Chloe Schrader.
Before I received the Grand Valley Power Scholarship, I knew that we were members of the co-op, but I didn't necessarily think about it very often because it wasn't something that was present in my everyday life, and that was a worry that I needed to take on. That was a lot of times something that my parents dealt with, but after receiving this scholarship, not only does it make me realize how invested Grand Valley Power is in the community, but it also has made me more aware of these different corporations and these different businesses that I will have to be more attentive to as a young adult and as I mature into full adulthood after college, and as I look for my own power needs, looking for those companies that truly do care about the people around them as well. They really have demonstrated that they aren't just some big power-hungry, money-oriented company, but they're rather invested in improving the community by investing in our young adults and in their careers so that we can improve the community around us. On behalf of myself and all of the Grand Valley Power Scholarship recipients, thank you so much, Grand Valley Power. This scholarship is going to be an absolute blessing for all of us as we continue in our higher education and pursue our career goals.
Congratulations again to Chloe and all the 2021 scholarship recipients. Good luck in your endeavors. Your future is so bright. Now, I'd like to introduce Grand Valley Power's Board President, Carolyn Sandeen-Hall, and Chief Executive Officer, Tom Walch, to present the business report.
Formed 85 years ago, Grand Valley Power was the first rural electric cooperative in Colorado and one of the first west of the Mississippi River. Any business that has been around that long must inevitably face all kinds of challenges and obstacles. To survive and thrive, the people of Grand Valley Power, employees, leaders, and members have demonstrated a special kind of staying power. Born of a faithful adherence to core values like safety, service, and community, this staying power has enabled Grand Valley Power to get past the credit crunch of the 70s, overcome the bankruptcy of a wholesale power provider, and send poaching investor-owned utilities back to their own territories. The legacy of our forebears provides a blueprint for dealing with threats like these. It seems like our staying power has been put to the test with a decade's worth of challenges since our last annual report and member meeting. It's been 2 years since we've been able to get together, way back in 2019. When the coronavirus peaked last year, we had to close our doors for 56 days. We focused first on the safety of our team members. Our management staff came together and quickly implemented our continuity of operations. Under our continuity plan, GVP increased cleaning and sanitation procedures, educating and informing our employees on prevention and hygiene measures, suspending non-essential visits and travel, and staggering our work schedules. We adapted as necessary and kept right on delivering 5-star customer service. In 2020, our members rated our overall customer service at 4.89 stars out of 5.
Perhaps in a time where it could have been easy to throw our hands up or just simply cancel events or community partnerships due to the uncertainty that 2020 challenged us with, we saw this as a time to reinvent and innovate. Concern for community is one of our 7 cooperative principles which we are guided by. Even more, we found empowerment in our community where we came together through the peak of the coronavirus. Recognizing that our consumers could be in a pinch financially, Grand Valley Power temporarily suspended non-payment disconnections and waived late fees for members, taking this step before the governor mandated it. In addition, the board of directors had the foresight to know our members were struggling with stay-at-home orders, which found many member homes scrambling to pay essential bills, including shelter, food, clothing, and utilities. The board acted quickly, launching the innovative GVP Hometown Relief Fund in April 2020. $100,000 was dedicated to help our members who were financially impacted by COVID-19. The program was available for 345 days, and over that time, 650 member households were given $100 bill credits. It was critical to continue providing safe, reliable, and affordable energy while keeping our employees and community healthy.
The power of community extended beyond our lives. In 2020, GVP supported other organizations. Our employees sewed more than 500 masks for Community Hospital. We raised money to provide more than 20,000 meals for the Western Slope Food Bank of the Rockies. We supported the Fruita Chamber of Commerce with $2,000 to help support their small businesses. And our employees donated over $5,000 to Operation Interdependence, a charitable foundation that supports our armed forces with military care packages. Our communications team reinvented our member appreciation event called Glow Halloween. Typically, we host this in-person gathering where we invite our community to stop by our office to pick up glow sticks, Halloween goodies, and fun activities during the few days before Halloween. As we all know, restrictions limited the way events and gatherings could be conducted. We filed our event plan with Mesa County Public Health and were given the green light to proceed. Instead of our typical event, we invited guests to grab pre-packed goodie bags through a curbside pickup. We still dressed up and greeted our community with smiles and activities for both indoor and outdoor festivities. The event was widely popular with over 600 families stopping by during the 2 days. The event won a National Spotlight on Excellence Award, placing first among all the co-ops in the country for Best Event.
Speaking of the Spotlight on Excellence Awards, we also were awarded gold for our communications efforts during what was then known as the largest Colorado wildfire in history. The Pine Gulch Fire burned 139,007 acres of terrain and was caused by a lightning strike on July 31st, 2020. Over 950 emergency responders and multiple agencies became involved, all with concern for safety. The electric service to approximately 89 members located in our DeBeck service area was disrupted on August 10, 2020. To ensure the safety of the first responders and to support their firefighting efforts. We worked closely with officials to determine where and when to shut off power for public safety. The efforts of our operations, engineering, and communications team members were critical to our success. Early on, there were intense discussions on the worst-case scenario. Our Geographic Information Systems analyst and engineering coordinated with incident team leaders to put together mapping data to better display the structures and co-op assets that were in the path of the fire. More than 300 poles were in the path of the fire. However, because of the incident management team's responsiveness, Grand Valley Power only had to replace 4 poles due to the fire. Part of the communications with our affected members included constant messaging on our Facebook and Twitter social media channels. Communications also included a mailed packet of information explaining restoration efforts and what to do once officials allowed people back into their homes. In addition, we provided critical information to the incident managers and Sheriff's Office representatives who relayed it on to community members. GVP operations team members also went door to door, speaking with members not only about their power being off, but to inspect the safety and health of the system and meters before re-energizing a home. Thank you so much to all the first responders, community partners, and the many others involved in the Pine Gulch fire incident.
Safety is important in our industry. At Grand Valley Power, it is paramount. It is more important than anything else. We're proud to report that we completed 2020 without a lost time accident. In fact, our success streak continues to grow, and we have now logged over 900 days without a lost time accident. Inspection, maintenance, and equipment upgrades all play an important role in keeping our distribution system safe, secure, resilient, and reliable. It's important to know that your cooperative takes these critical components seriously. Vegetation management is a part of this ongoing effort. GVP is consistently looking at energized lines and their proximity to trees or other vegetation. In 2020, we trimmed trees or removed vegetation for over 104 miles of line. That's more than 3,000 individual trees trimmed. Beyond this, over 300 miles of line were visually inspected by our line patrolmen. Some other engineering and operation highlights included the installation of increased protective equipment, operations adjustments, and devices in fire-sensitive areas to further increase resiliency and safety. Grand Valley Power recorded a new system peak, topping 58 megawatts in early August. That's old news now, as earlier this summer, we set new peaks a couple of times, most recently topping 61 megawatts in early July. As always, we continue system-wide infrastructure upgrades and expansions, including installation of transformers, lightning arresters, and related equipment. Our outage minutes were skewed a little because of the Pine Gulch fire, as the power was cut off to homes in the area for up to 3 or 4 weeks. If these outage minutes were not counted, our outage minutes for 2020 would have been the lowest in our cooperative's history. Ultimately, delivering value returns us to our core business, providing affordable, reliable power. If we don't do this, we are not empowering lives, and we're not providing the level of service our members expect. In 2020, we continued to deliver patronage capital to our membership. We paid over $1.4 million in cashback credits to our members in December. We hit all of our financial targets, including margins of $2.6 million and a healthy 35% distribution equity level. Our physical plant exceeds $105 million in total infrastructure and assets. Our growth rate at 2.5% is the fastest growth we've had for at least a decade. Over the course of 2020 and into January of this year, our rates remain stable and among the lowest in the state among cooperatives our size. That changed a little in early February of 2021. As we all know, an extreme winter storm blasted the central United States. Grand Valley Power and its consumers were hit hard financially due to Xcel Energy's imposition of historically high fuel cost adjustment charges. The storm triggered a tightening of the market for natural gas, which is relied upon by energy providers like Xcel to heat homes and generate electricity. The price of natural gas shot up to unprecedented high levels, often hundreds of times greater than normal. This would have resulted in bills that were twice as high as they otherwise would have been. Again, we saw that this would present a financial hardship for many of our consumers. We acted quickly to spread the cost out over the following 12 months. As a result, now our consumers are seeing an average increase of $7.81 each month. Some of our larger consumers are seeing bills that are thousands of dollars higher. Grand Valley Power's power purchase agreement with Xcel Energy is regulated by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC. We're subject to that agency's jurisdiction. We are doing everything in our power to reduce the financial impact that will be felt by all Grand Valley Power members, and our investigation and analysis will push forward. We are also working to ensure that this does not happen again.
Working through some of these issues were even more challenging because of transitions in our workforce leadership. Over the past couple of years, we have lost decades of institutional knowledge and experience, as many of our stalwart managers have retired. However, new leaders have stepped into those positions and are leveling up to the challenge. Our teams are also exploring how we best serve our membership in the future. In 2020, we installed our first public Level 2 electric vehicle charging station in conjunction with the Charge Ahead Colorado Electric Vehicle EV grant program. We're actively learning more about electric vehicles and member programs that best will serve you, our members. In 2020, we also launched Power My Way Prepay, which allows you control over how you use energy. Similar to purchasing food, gasoline, or groceries, prepay billing allows you to pay for electricity how and when you choose. We strive to find new and better ways to serve our members and communities. We look forward to our future while learning from our past. As we look forward, we can't hide our head in the sand. All of us are experiencing rising costs. Fuel, labor, if you can find it, equipment and materials, if you can find them, are all costing more. Our costs are going up too. With this economic climate, our rates will probably have to be adjusted within the next couple of years. You probably have seen the news that Xcel is asking for a rate increase for its retail customers of almost 13%. We don't anticipate anything of that magnitude. We don't have to make money for our shareholders, and we will focus on delivering power to our members at the actual cost to us. While we are at it, we will be looking at potential restructuring of our rates to make sure that they are fair and that all of our consumers bear the costs they impose on our system. Going forward, everyone on the Grand Valley Power team understands that our members expect and deserve a reliable, affordable source of electric energy. We will look closely at all options available so that our results align with this expectation.
If the leaders of Grand Valley Power are serious about finding new and better ways to serve our members, we must explore all the ways we can improve our member experience, large and small. Wholesale power costs make up more than half of our costs. We have to ask ourselves, are we getting value for our consumers with our existing wholesale power contract? We're fortunate in that we have options to get out of our contract with Xcel. We would have to give 5 years notice, but we would not have to pay an early termination fee. We have some homework to do to fully understand all the implications of this course. Our management team and board of directors is studying the subject carefully, and we could be in position to take action by the end of the year. Whether it is a big ticket item like power supply, or simple day-to-day operations like bill payment options, or responding to a service call, everyone on the Grand Valley Power team understands that our members expect and deserve a reliable, affordable source of electric energy. Everyone on the team understands that our members deserve great hometown service from their electric cooperative. Over the past 85 years, Grand Valley Power has built a legacy of delivering on these expectations. While the past is important, a legacy should be looking forward, ensuring that we leave things better for those yet to come. We recognize that prior generations of GVP leaders helped pave the way for our success. It is our goal and our duty to do the same for future generations of Grand Valley Power members.
Thank you, Tom and Carolyn, on your business report. The past year has been a year of growth for all of us. For the foreseeable future, the trend will remain the same, and our members are what drives us to go above and beyond. This annual meeting is a celebration of the role that our cooperative members fill in all things related to our organization. We are member-owned and member-governed. The members of Grand Valley Power select the board of directors that direct and guide the management of the cooperative. We do this with a democratic election process. This year, we had 3 director positions up for election for 3-year terms. These director positions are currently held by incumbents Jesse Meese, Dennis Haberkorn, and Bill Rooks. Petitions to run for the 3-year terms on the Grand Valley Power Board of Directors were submitted by Jesse Meese, Mike Simons, Dennis Haberkorn, Bill Rooks, and Brian Woods. The ballots were counted just this morning at the Grand Valley Power headquarters by representatives of Chadwick, Steinkircher, and Davis under the oversight of the Cooperatives Election Supervisory Committee. We're proud to announce the Board of Directors elected by our membership. Thank you for joining us for the 2021 Grand Valley Power Annual Meeting recap, and we look forward to serving you, our members, for many years to come.